Hi, so in this video we're going to discuss data granularity and data aggregation. Hi, this is Manu from Climatrix Data Labs, and data granularity and data aggregation form the bedrock of most of your data analysis, and also they're used across various data science techniques, be it data visualization or any complex data analytics. So interestingly, we're going to do it across three different and most widely used platforms like Excel, Tableau, and Power BI. So we will have a look at all the three platforms and how the concept of data granularity and data aggregation works across them. So here we go. So to begin with, let's start with Excel. And I have this India district level data. How to get this data, I have explained this in a separate video. The link would be available somewhere in the video. Now in this case, I'm going to insert a pivot table. Again, it is explained in some of my videos, and then I'll insert this pivot table, and if I see, the pivot table gets inserted here, and if I try to bring in population to values, I get this number. Now as you can see on the top, it says sum of population. So what's happening is this population column is getting added up, and you see the sum is being created in this pivot table. Now I can also, instead of sum, I can aggregate all these populations at or using different methods like count, average, max, min, so on and so forth. So as you can see, if I bring in a numeric value here in the values, it gets aggregated, and by default it is getting aggregated by sum in Excel. I can also use a non-numeric value, let's say state, but in this case, because state being a string or a text field cannot be added, so Excel or any other platform would give you the best possible aggregation method, which in this case becomes the count, because you can count the number of states. Going back to population, so this is the default aggregation that happens in Excel. Now what if I try to bring a level of region in the rows? So basically what happens is this tells Excel at what level it has to dissect this sum of population over here. So if I bring in region here, it split that population across those regions. I can further drill down at the lower level of granularity and bring in state here. Further, I can bring in district, and there we go. So for the central region, I can go down to the state level, and then further in each state, I can go down to the district level. Now, can we go any level further or down? No, because district is the lowest level to which we can break this information that was by default aggregated. So the lowest level that we can go to is known as the granularity of data, right? Now let's discuss the same concept using Tableau. So I have the same data, India district population, this time in Tableau, and just exactly the way I did in Excel. If I bring in population to text over here, so I get this number, which is nothing but the sum of all the population. Now I can again drill down further at region level. So if I bring region to details over here, or to make it a little interesting, let's bring it to rows here. So I get the region wise split of this entire data. I can further bring in states over here, and then my region gets split into states. And further, if I bring in districts here, I'm going one level down and district. So level 1, level 2, and level 3. I cannot go beyond this level. So this is the lowest level of granularity. Again, this population can be either sum, average like this, or mean, median, max, min, and so on and so forth. Now if I get rid of district from here, you see I'll get, because I have used average here, so this is the average population for this specific state. Okay, so you see the same concept applies here in Tableau also. Let's take another example in Tableau. I'm going to bring this time literacy and sex ratio into X and Y axis, and you can see I've got just single bubble over here, right? Now if I bring granularity into this data, so for instance, if I bring in regions to details, I get the split across various regions. I can further bring in details, and the data gets split across different states. And the final level in this data district, if I bring that too, so I get all this, and I can further do my analysis based on this data that I have, right? Now let's move to, so we have the same data in Power BI. We are going to use this metrics in Power BI, and like before, we're going to drag population to values. As you can see, we have population aggregated by default as sum, and I can then split it across regions, one level down to state, and then further to the last level of granularity, which is districts. Right now I can also show the same concept using the scatter plot here, and if I, like in the previous example, if I bring in, let's say, sex ratio to x-axis and your, let's say, literacy to y-axis, so I get the single dot over here, right? Now if I bring in some level of granularity in this data, so bringing regions over here, and we see this gets split across different region, we can further bring another level of granularity, which is at state level, and this time it gets split across state, and finally the last level, which is district level, and this data would get split across different districts. So in short, if we talk about either Power BI, Tableau, or Excel, all three have the same concept and the underlying principle of aggregation and granularity applied using different ways or methods in each platform. So once you get a hang of this, you would be able to do a lot of interesting stuff in your data visualization or data analysis or advanced analytics. So I hope you like the video. In case you need to explore more, do subscribe to our data science video, and we'll come up with more videos like this pretty soon. Thanks so much.